Yo, it's RawDope Podcast. It's your boy Spaz.
Yes,
You
sir.
goddamn right. Yes.
We in this motherfucker. Damn, I can't think of the episode off the tickety. But man, we in here.
262.
262, man. We close as a motherfucker to 300. Close as a motherfucker. We grinding. We got the motherfucking Hall of Fame OG legendary Kenny the Jet Smith, aka Kenny Cascade.
You goddamn right. Yes.
What up?
Yeah, this is a big episode. This is the college tribute celebrating HBCUs, PWIs, and school of arts. Going to college is something that in our community don't get talked about a lot. A lot of people don't do it. A lot of people say it's not needed. A lot of people make excuses not to go. A lot of people don't understand it, but we two people here just to show y'all, man, like. Keep going, bro. Keep doing. Everybody got their own path. College not for everybody, but at the same time, I feel like college can take you far. I feel like college is what you make it. What you think?
Yeah, college is what you make it, but like I think everybody should at least go to see if they like it or not. Cause
Yeah, facts.
the people you meet there just from even going for 1 year is timeless, I think.
Facts. Yeah, because I told this a few times. All of my roommates dropped out freshman year. All three of them. They all dropped out freshman year. But one of them, he's a fashion design major. He's Fashion Week, Paris Fashion Week already.
My
After
home.
dropping out, like niggas is on it. Like the other one, he transferred to a school in Chicago. I think Chicago University. I think.
Okay.
And then the other one, he just working, keeping up on his car payments, and he's good. So I feel like. But they all of them going to tell you that 1 year in college, that experience that they had really shaped that life, because it showed them a different path. Now he none of them stayed at club, but one of them went and he's doing bigger things. Because the reason why he left college is because he said that he felt like the fashion department couldn't teach him nothing that he already knew. He was already big. He already knew how to sew. He didn't even use patterns, and patterns is a big piece of paper that show you how to put together a garment. He didn't even go by that pattern. He just cut and shit. He just drew on the fabric and cut his own shit out, and that's just what he was on. He's in Fashion Week now, so I feel like like even if you don't, you're right. Even if you don't stay at college, bro, just doing it 1 year, at least trying it out 1 semester, it can't hurt. What you think, Kenny?
I agree, because I guess when I went to school, I didn't think I was for school or school was for me. I just went because my sister filled the paperwork out for me.
Right.
So once I got there, I'm like, all right, this shit cool for real. You get to meet a lot of people you'd have never ever met.
Yeah.
Then it's people from different walks of life. It ain't the same old people you be around every day,
Exactly.
or the type people you even used to being around.
Yeah.
So you learn different cultures. It's just a different experience. So I agree with y'all. Everybody should go for at least a little bit. See what you can make out of it.
Exactly. That's a fact. So I just want to ask you, I want to just give y'all guys some trivia. What was the first HBCU? If you don't know it, just make a guess about what state was it in. Starting with Kenny.
I'm gonna go with Mississippi for some reason.
Okay. What you think?
I'm gonna go Georgia, cause I don't know the name.
That's a good guess. Because y'all both did down south, but Cheney University, Pennsylvania. Yeah, Pennsylvania.
I've heard of it. I know the name.
Say the first of its kind on February 25th, 1837. Cheney was created, became the nation's first HBCU. But I feel like a lot of people don't really touch on the fact that Maryland, Pennsylvania, Virginia had a lot of slavery activities and stuff like that going on too. So
One of the biggest.
exactly, so a lot of black people migrated, and yeah, that's pretty believable to say that HBCU was made there. I feel like that's pretty believable. I'm gonna say, what's some of the HBCUs y'all think the best sports teams? I know Jackson. Dion left Jackson
Yeah,
State.
but he put him in a good place. I
He
believe.
did. I know FAMU pretty good. FAMU pretty good in sports. They all right. I know they in
I
the good
forgot the
division.
names, but I know like back in the day, like
Oh yeah, it was certain
all
back in the day.
every like all the NFL players got drafted. Like most of them got drafted from like
Oh, yeah,
HBCU.
hell yeah.
Like a lot of Hall of Famers.
Hell yeah.
Not most of them, but a lot of them did.
That's a fact.
Did come from HBCUs. I'm just forgetting the name.
Basketball and football, actually, from the
Yeah.
older black players that came in, the Bill Russells and them type of guys.
Or they went to
Oscar
HBCU.
Robertson, he went to I think Winston-Salem.
Okay.
There's a lot of guys came from HBCUs back in the day. I guess that's where you had to go to find the black athletes back then.
Yeah.
So that's how that worked. Now, they pull them to the D1 schools, or as you could call them, white schools.
Yeah, super white, super white,
Super
white,
duper white.
super PWIs, super PWIs. So, shit, Jaleel, bro, like, chop it up with us. Tell us, well, elaborate, because you've been on here before. Just elaborate with us, about your experience, in Chicago, why you picked Chicago, and why you choosing to finish your education in the Midwest.
I low key, I just wanted to go somewhere that'll just take me for my talent, my portfolio. I didn't have like the best GPA coming out of high school, but all I did was make beats all the time. So
Right.
I knew somebody was going to accept me. I probably had to take a loan out, apply for some scholarships, but
Yeah, right.
that's why I picked Chicago too, cause like a lot of inspiration come from there. Like a lot of the people I like come from there. Like Kanye West,
Yeah,
he one of the main reasons I started like making beats for real.
right. He's a legend.
Yeah, my father just played him relentlessly,
Yeah.
like, nonstop. But yeah, and a friend of mine, he a class older than me.
Yeah.
He went there the year before me. He told me about it. He was like, "Yeah, it's good. The opportunity's good, and I'm at a city campus, so
Okay,
I'm not
cool.
even like on
On a regular
a
campus.
campus like at Clark. Or,
Yeah.
So how that work though? Like
Yeah.
the city
the
campus,
difference?
do you get? Is it like
I can compare
you
it.
in the city life there? Do you feel more like you part of the city being on that campus?
Yeah, that's why. Like I be on the seat, I be catching trains, getting on the bus. Like you gotta know how to move around, cause since you on a city campus, it's a lot of free time for you to like do what you want outside of school. You can have fun, go to a studio, go to the homie crib, record some music. Like you gotta get places, and the school encouraged that too. They want you to like do that. That's the whole point of it being on city campus. It's kind of like how Hopkins is here. Like how they got like they
All them different places.
yeah, all them
everywhere.
different everywhere.
Everywhere.
Columbia though is just in the bulk of downtown. You either got those three dorm buildings, but other than that, you usually live off campus or something.
With Chicago being so big, I'm guessing downtown big as shit.
Big as hell.
So you know how I maneuver all through all that now.
I mean, I haven't been everywhere, but I know like how to go to certain locations, like certain landmarks. So like, I know how to get to my homie cribs down south, like in the low end.
Right.
So that's like 47th, the 40s, stuff like that. But yeah, but everything is like a couple train stops away. Like Chicago, the L system they got is good. Like everything is a couple train stops away. Like not like here at all.
Yeah, everybody hate the transportation system here, but tell them who
Real?
we sponsored by this episode.
Yeah,
man.
for shit, sure. Here you go, Jaleel, man. This teamwork make the dream work. We got a big sponsor. Every Town for Gun Safety.
Every town for gun safety,
Every
y'all.
Town for Gun Safety. And with the with sad news hit striking Baltimore, we losing White Boy with the bag and a lot of countless other people. I feel like Every Town for Gun Safety is a huge sponsor and is well needed because that movement, our movement, protects. It first of all is sponsored by millions of hardworking people, mothers, fathers, policemen, podcasters, artists,
Anybody who trying to
anybody who trying to make a difference.
make a difference in gun awareness and gun safety. We got to hand. It's too many people who got guns who don't know how to use them. It's too many people who got guns who don't have the brains to use them. So we just want to make it safe for everybody who got one in their hand. Learn how to work it. Learn what to do with it. Learn how to lock it away. Safety first.
For sure. For sure. Every time for gun safety. Big shout out to Every Time for Gun Safety. We rocking with them. But back to what you
Text
were saying.
code. What's the text code?
Oh my God, we can't forget the text the code. Definitely can't forget. 644-33. Text students. That's students with an S. The 644-33. RawDope Podcast. Man, y'all was that was a great point. Speaking on the transportation, because my experience moving to Atlanta was transportation seemed way more difficult. I know a lot of people complain about the MARTA and how the Atlanta public transportation is. I feel like Baltimore is way more simpler, like way more simple. I'm an inner city kid, so I grew up catching a bus to different schools. Living over west, going to Maryville, or even the beginning days is just living out Park Heights or going to Franklin Square, which is down South Baltimore.
That's a mission.
Yeah.
You taking mission.
Oh, yeah. I was doing that at 12, 13. I was catching a bus. I was doing that. But it was simple. Like, you could do that. Like, parents are trusted. Like,
Yeah.
Being in Baltimore City, you don't have cheese buses. You got to get to school on a subway. You got to get to school on an MTA bus. That's it. You got to walk.
Yeah.
It's no cheese buses in the city. So, Atlanta, I remember freshman year, I got a little job. I was like, I could do it. And then the second day, I went in. I met some guy. He was from New York, so he's used to using public transportation.
Mm-hmm.
We get off. We hit the subway. It's called the MARTA. We hit the little MARTA subway. Man, I couldn't do it, bro. You got to get on the green to connect you to the blue, to connect you to the red, just to get to the next destination. I said, no, I can't do it. I'm used to our subway just one way and then the other way. You feel me? I can't get on the green to connect me to the red. It's too much.
The L like that in Chicago is the same way too,
Okay.
but it's a little simpler. Like, it's less of that.
Right.
It's less of that. You probably have to do that if you going far.
Yeah, and then Chicago is like real similar to New York, the way as though you don't really need to have a car. Public transportation is big down
It's
there.
Take you everywhere.
It
cost.
takes you everywhere.
Then having a
cost.
car,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
nowhere to park it
There's nowhere
up
to
there.
park.
That's
Yeah.
the issue.
No.
Yeah.
Traffic is horrible too, but Chicago's so big too. It'd be convenient having a car sometimes because you don't be wanting to wait in the cold.
Yeah, that's how I
wait on a bus on a
That
train.
cold
Like
different
that's
down
what I'm
there,
saying.
right?
That's when it get real. Like when it get cold outside. Like and nothing stopped too.
You adapted to their cold yet?
Nah, people from there not adapted to it.
Damn.
They'll tell you like, nah, we just gotta deal with it. It is what it is.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I heard Chicago, Minnesota, Alaska, places like that get super duper cold. I couldn't live there.
Yeah.
Like that was one of my main highlights of picking a college. I'm like, yo, I don't want to go. The only cold city that was in my list was New York, just because of the opportunity. Other than that, I was looking at even looking at Miami, LA, Atlanta, Houston, just all the hot places, because I'd rather be hot.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, my high school biology teacher did make a good point one day. He was arguing whether would you rather be hot or cold, and I was like, I'd rather be hot, and she was like, that don't make sense. If you hot, you can take all your clothes off, be butt naked, and still be hot. If you cold, you can lay up and it'll
and get
protect you.
warm.
I was like, yo, that was one of the best points I ever heard. It changed my mind.
Yeah, I ain't never heard that either. But
That's a good point.
I like having 4 seasons though.
Yeah, for sure.
I like having 4 seasons.
Need real regular.
Like I like bringing a puffer out, wearing coats. Put more layers on, layering up,
for sure.
like fashion, clothes wise.
Yeah. I feel like that's the biggest benefit of winter is fashion. I was just telling
It
my
is.
man, it's definitely fashion. 'Cause that's when you
Yeah.
could put more layers on. That's the biggest thing to fashion.
That fall winter
Layers.
bag.
Oh yeah, that's when it hit.
That's a good bag right
That's
there.
definitely when it hit.
Yes, sir.
It's serious. I got another question. Let's say so I go to a school in Atlanta and say which Atlanta school was ranked #1 in best colleges for HBCUs by the U.S. News.
Okay.
It's Atlanta colleges. What you think? The #1 Atlanta college.
Is it Clark?
It's not Clark, even though it should be. In my eyes, it is.
I don't have a clue.
I don't have a clue.
Man, it's our sister university, Spelman. Spelman was noted as the biggest school HBCU in Atlanta, and
You hating a little bit?
hell no, I can't hate on my sister.
Oh,
I can't
okay,
do that.
okay.
I can't do that. They deserve it because there's a lot of doctors coming out of there. You know, and then it's historic. Like that's the thing about Spelman, Morehouse, and Clark is a lot of people gonna always put us as the underdog because Morehouse and Spelman got a lot of history, a lot of heritage, and a lot of alumni. You feel me? A lot of important alumni. Martin Luther King, like. And you don't even have to keep going on in a list when you just name Martin Luther King. You feel me? It's that impactful. So it's like we always gonna be the underdog. But what I like to tell people is Clark is the glue. The underdog is always the glue. Like it's an all boys school and an all girls school. Yeah, they can mess around with each other, or they can connect. But at the end of the day, you sharing a class with all boys, you sharing a class with all girls. Clark is the only campus. Literally, if you looking at our shit on the map, our college literally connects the schools. So you gotta literally walk. Because if you didn't know, our school is Spelman, Morehouse, Clark, and Morris Brown all makes the AUC. That's the Atlanta University Center. So they all combine. They share a lot of different, like, they make a lot of the same decisions. Like when one make a decision about COVID, everybody else make the decision about COVID. Like they follow all the same protocols basically, and all our campuses connected. Like from the fashion department at Clark, right in the back is Morris Brown main campus. Morris Brown is a HBCU that just recently got that credibility back about 2 years ago. I think it was something going on with, I don't know, money. Of course, something going on with the money being took in or doing something. They lost that credibility, but they just got it back. So that's a big thing. People celebrating that. They got that first big homecoming coming up. But yeah, it's basically them full HBCUs all come together to basically make the experience bigger and better. You feel me? But I feel like that glue is Clark. So you're not gonna hear Clark is being promoted as a top. But I feel like a lot of people don't know Spike Lee. He went to Morehouse, but he took his film classes at Clark. You feel me? So the reason why he's so big is to Clark. And so we got a lot of actors. The main character on All American Homecoming. The second part All American, where it was based on the girl playing tennis, the tennis girl. She actually graduated from Clark. The same girl she played on Snowfall. If you really dived into Snowfall, the scene where the girl lost her baby in the car. Leon shot the car up, and he noticed he hit the baby. The girl that was screaming, that stared the fact, she graduated from Clark. So we got a lot of good alumni that we just need the light. But I always been that type, underdog type. You gotta like the underdogs. Like I always like the underdog. That's one of the reasons why I didn't like growing up. You can't hate me for it, but I didn't like the Ravens growing up, man. Just because too many people liked them, I didn't like what everybody liked.
Just wanted to be different.
I just wanted to be different at some point. I was like, yo, I can't do it. So, yeah, man, that's basically the history of the four-way big universities. But what's the biggest thing y'all got going for your homecoming week?
We don't have homecoming week.
Oh man, you told me that.
It's an art school.
It's
an
art school, so they don't have homecoming.
But we just have performances throughout the year.
You familiar with some of the artists, or is a lot of them like, from a different world?
What you mean?
Cause I know I got a girl with the Nia Warren. She's one of the top track stars in the United States. She went to Digital Harbor with me. She was big, high recruited. I think she goes to University of Virginia Commonwealth. They got a big track team, and she told me. I remember at the freshman year, I asked her how was her homecoming, and she told me that basically something like yours, they had a homecoming, but she said she wasn't familiar with none of the artists because of the school she goes to. It's a PWI major. It's majority white, so it's a lot of white artists that she wasn't familiar with.
Nah, it's just broken up.
Okay.
It's a PWI, so it's mixed up.
It's gonna be a lot of white, but it's gonna be some black.
Explain to me, what do PWI mean?
PWI is basically universities. It's basically everything that's not a HBCU or art school. So that's
Okay.
Georgia State, that's
It's
John Hopkins,
predominantly white.
predominantly
White
white
institute.
institutions.
That's what it
Yeah.
stands for.
Exactly. So that is just majority white. It's like the University of Maryland. Like I got accepted to the University of Maryland. They offered me a scholarship and all that. I just couldn't do it because it was a PWI.
And it was here.
And it was here.
So you got to get away from here.
Yeah, it was here. I was like, yeah, I had to go.
Mhm.
But yeah, so our homecoming and freshman year was legendary. It was the biggest. It was. I don't go to a lot of concerts. I'm not really a concert guy. I'm trying to wait till I'm big enough to just go on stage or backstage. You know, I don't really like to go and sit and watch and stand up, and that's too much. But the homecoming, the crazy story is I got in the homecoming for free. I think it was about $250 for the tickets. I got in there for free. My roommate that I was telling you about, he was designing for the homecoming fashion show. So by the time the homecoming show was going on, he was burnt out. You feel me? From designing, practicing, and then finally doing the show. So he had the all access wristband. Him and my other roommate, they both designed in the show. They came out, they popped that wristband, gave it to me and my other roommate.
So y'all to have fun.
They said have fun. We put it on, we go straight in for free. Biggest show in the world, bro. Well, it was 21 Savage, Young Thug, the Migos, no, Quavo, not all the Migos, Quavo, but they had Sweetie, they had Saucy Santana for people who was into that. They had a lot of big artists, bro. They had so many big artists. Gunna, G Herbo, Baby. The biggest was Thug though, cause they was only promoting Gunna, by the way. They was only promoting Gunna as the big
Gonna be there.
guy. Right, but
So Thug popping out
Thug
with this
popped
all
out.
we had.
Baby even popped out. They popped out for just all the strength of Gunna. Who it's sad that what he did, but we're not gonna speak into that right now. But he brung out Thug. I'm like, yo, this my favorite artist. It's like the biggest thing. It's like if you would have, Kanye would have came out in Chicago. That's how I felt. I was like, God damn, yo, like this Thug right here. You feel me? It was big. It's like, but that was more than what it was. It was really bigger than how I thought of it. It was just God telling me, you feel me, like this is it. It could be this fast. You can make it this fast just by changing your environment. I was like, damn. It really opened me up because I hear about Morgan, and Morgan is a great HBCU. A lot of people from New York come here to go to Morgan. A lot of people from all over the world come here to go to Morgan. You can't put it down, but I don't never hear about them having big shows like that. And I feel like part of the reason is because our hip hop scene might not be as big.
Not that, just that. A lot of people scared to come here and perform. Everybody don't want to come here and
Gotta
perform.
speak on it.
And that's just the truth. It's like shit be happening to artists when they come here to perform sometimes.
Yeah,
And who want to put themselves in harm's way?
exactly. Especially for nothing. You feel me?
It don't make sense.
You
So,
put your- yeah.
like, nah, I ain't with it.
It makes sense. If you put your hands way to go to LA or Atlanta or Miami, you feel me? It's some good that could probably come out of that. You could go on the beach, find a little baddie. You can make a big
You
ticket.
can walk
out
into
there.
a label office because they there. We don't
Exactly.
have that
We don't
here.
have
Yeah,
So
that's what I be saying about the DMV in general. We just don't have a lot of infrastructure. Like,
Yeah.
if a label building, one of the three big label buildings had one of their partner labels and one of their sub labels come and build a studio or build a building down there, like two or three companies.
That'll be
We'll be
big for
straight.
us.
Get the mark, have everything behind it, but that's why you see a lot of DMV artists going to a Chicago, going to an Atlanta,
Yeah.
going somewhere else because the infrastructure.
It's like you
is
have
other
to.
places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
If you
have
want
to
to get past a certain level.
You got
exactly.
to. You got to, yeah, because I be just telling, like, a lot of people close-minded. Like, one of my closest friends, we bump heads because he thinks Lil Yachty is phony. He thinks Lil Uzi naming his album The Pink Tape
I hate
gay.
it.
He think that's gay, but I'm saying, like, I thought gay was liking the same sex. I didn't know gay was having a pain
That is gay. That's gay.
type
Say-
shit.
but
I get what
just-
you're saying.
A
Gay-
man
gay
calling
isn't
his
happy.
album the Pink Tape. That just
That's
don't
it's
sit
happy.
right for most men.
I feel it.
Just don't sit right for
But
most
Kenny,
men.
you acting like you wouldn't wear a pink polo shirt.
I'm not
bro.
saying I wouldn't, but I'm not
not-
going to be
Oh.
walking around talking about this is my pink shirt. I mean, I'm just going to wear it.
That's respectable. That's respectable. That's respectable.
Hey, I respect it too.
I respect it.
I like the color pink.
But
I be wearing it
the moral of the
sometimes.
story is the closed-mindedness of Baltimore City is the reason why it plays a part in a lot of the negative connotations of the city, bro. Like I feel like a lot of people need to open their mind up. They belittle a lot of stuff that they don't understand. And I be trying to tell a lot of niggas from Baltimore, bro, when you go to Atlanta, you go to probably Chicago or different places, they think we weird as fuck. They
Yeah.
hate the way we talk. They hate the fact that all we wear is undone, but they look at us like how we look at them. So it's like you can't judge.
That's every region got their own culture, and they gonna look
Exactly.
at. That's just anywhere on earth. People don't know something, don't know about something, then they don't
yeah,
fuck
they don't
with it.
understand it. Yeah.
Mm,
And I'm not just like when I'm in Atlanta. You gotta advocate for the city. You gotta try to touch them up. Well, we wear Under Armour because Under Armour was a Baltimore built brand. You know, it created in Baltimore. That's why we wear it. You know, something I don't understand is y'all catch on. Philadelphia is really getting into the Under Armour trend, the Under Armour wear trend.
I ain't peep.
You not
Philly
tapped
and
into the Philly drill?
Baltimore,
Right.
we similar though.
Yeah,
so
like
we got a
cousins.
lot of the same
Super similar.
styles
Yeah, I love
and all that anyway. So
definitely
it don't surprise me none.
It don't. But did y'all tap into the Philadelphia drill scene?
I
Yeah.
don't know
Too
much
rare.
about it.
Man,
Too rare. I like
I like Leaf Wood the most.
That's my man.
I don't know. I'm not too.
I
into
don't
all that.
really consider him drill scene.
What's his-
though.
What?
He just
What's his
he
name?
just can go.
He's
Shorty
slick.
can rap.
He's slick
He
as hell.
nice.
He's slick as hell, but I feel like honestly,
He like the YG Tech of Philly to me.
His name
Okay.
Bam.
That's how I look at
Okay.
Leaf Wood.
I in my phone. I got like Bandman Real. That's his name.
okay. It's a lot of because the thing about that scene is it's
He's
still
tough.
fresh. It's still underground technically, and you know, for people who didn't know, it's arguable about where drill started. Drill started. A lot of people like myself, I say drill started with Chicago.
I give it to him too.
Exactly with Dirk,
Chief Keef and them.
Chief for
They,
sure.
they started that way.
Yeah.
You gotta
King
give it
Yella,
to
all
them.
of them, they definitely started. A lot of people going to tell you. There's some people that's going to tell you that it started in the UK. I don't.
And that's believable too.
It is believable.
Because I've heard the UK drill.
I heard UK drill too.
And I was hearing it back during like the
Yeah.
Dipset days. So
Oh,
I can believe it.
Okay.
I'm just not going to give credit to the UK when we doing it. Fuck 'em.
Yeah.
I mean,
Why? Why would you? Then you know it spread to New York, hitting Brooklyn, Manhattan, Harlem. It hit big in New York.
yeah, because they had Dipset Euro Gang. So they was getting to some of it.
Yeah.
That's
Then,
how I heard it. I
That's-
ain't old.
and then, all right. So Kenny, you basically saying it been going on for years.
It has.
Okay.
Say, but it wasn't like
Maybe.
how they smoking on ops
Okay,
and all the
cool.
bullshit they on with
Cool.
it right now. I don't think it was that
Okay,
serious.
Yeah.
then.
Okay. So then
But the beat patterns,
the beat
Yeah,
pad.
they
Oh,
been
okay.
It's
okay.
more so production because
Okay, I get what
people
you're saying.
been talking about the same shit for forever. So
yeah, it's definitely the production though. Like, and that whole drill production
Yeah.
style,
Yeah.
technically, I must say it did come from Europe because that's the first time
Okay.
I heard it.
Okay, that makes sense. I know. I know that I was definitely hearing a lot of UK and Chicago drill. Then I heard the New York drill, and I wasn't a big fan of the New York drill. I love, Pop Smoke. 5 Year Phone is really cool.
They the ones who made it
They the ones who made it
halfway
hot.
cool for New York
For
to do
sure.
it for real.
For
keep it
sure.
real.
For
And
sure.
the girl, she kind of killing it right now. Ice Spice.
Oh yeah. She Ice Spice and is amazing. She's actually that's another topic that we can hop into. The women are taking over. I just watched a hour long interview. Sexy Red, Lil Yachty.
I seen
Y'all
that
like
too.
the women drill
seen
though?
that.
Like the woman drill
No,
scene?
because I don't think that's serious.
Chicago
women drill serious. I
scene
remember
is
Kitty
fire.
Katie Got Bands is a legend.
And,
Katie Got Bands is a
Hey,
legend.
Chicago drill women, they got it.
They
They
did
fire.
because they serious though.
They
I
did.
gotta
serious.
check some of
They're
them out. I ain't
dead
never
And you
really heard
and I
none
think
of 'em.
and if you gonna like them if you like
You gonna love it.
if you like Lil Durk and them if you like some drill shit you gonna fuck with the women drill because they just saying the same shit.
Same
Same
shit.
They
shit,
just
but
girls.
The
serious.
girl way.
They just girls, but they
really
dead ass.
serious. That's what I
Yeah.
that's what I tell a nigga, bro.
Stop
coming from
playing.
Baltimore, you gonna be a little better off in life because our women are hard.
True.
But when you meet a New York girl, you meet a Chicago girl, they're the hardest. They're gonna be the hardest girls in the world. They're the toughest girls in the world. My man from Alex is from Chicago. He told me from the jump, bro, you gotta talk. You gotta be a little aggressive with Chicago girls, bro.
It's
And
the same way here.
It's definitely the same
It
way
is.
here,
Like-
but I feel like just the lingo or just the style, me being from Baltimore, I could just not have to overstep. You feel me? Not to do
See,
too much to do.
First and foremost, I think it all go with how women view you anyway. So if they view you from you're a little thuggish or he from here,
Right.
they ain't even gonna play with you in certain ways.
Exactly.
Like they would the next guy that they look at like, he's a
Yeah.
county guy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just a difference on how they view you.
True.
That make hella sense. So, yeah, like so you was talking about the drill scene, spread into New York. Then it hit Philly recently, a little bit Milwaukee. Milwaukee be talking tough a little bit, but Philly it hit Philly hard, and I've
It's
been
not
digging
the same. It's not the same drill.
It's
though.
definitely not the same, but I feel like it's
we
not,
gotta.
it's not
I,
the same drill.
I think we gotta differentiate it because
I
Chicago
agree.
drill is different from UK drill.
Definitely. I feel like
New York
UK
and
drill is
the
more New
closest thing. The closest thing is UK and New
York.
York.
In New York.
They
And
the
then
same.
I feel like Philly, honestly, out of all of the other drills, I feel like the closest to Chicago, I feel like it's Philly. You got to check out the Philly scene. You're going to love it because it's just like Chicago. Because don't you know how New York, they got their own style. They kind of trying to do New Jersey kind of dance beats and stuff like that. Philly got that hardcore beats, like that hardcore beats that it give you that Chicago feel. Like, you know, you first listening to Chief Keef in 2012 or Dirk and you like, damn. Or Lil Bibby and G Herbo, you feel like you in the beef.
Let me
You
ask
like,
you a
God
question.
damn.
What's the word?
Do y'all even think Baltimore have a drill scene?
Some people said that we do, but
I've heard rappers rap to a drill beat,
Yeah.
and even kill them sometimes.
yeah,
But I never consider
name
them
drop.
a drill rapper.
Yeah, no.
per
I think
se.
I don't think so.
drill is the content
yeah,
of what you
it's
rapping
definitely the
about.
content of what you talking
It's
about.
it's the act of doing the quote unquote drill. So that's what a drill song is. Long as they talking about that, it's a drill song. So our shit may be different.
Yeah, our shit is different, but it's
Because
we
we
come up different.
definitely talk about that. At least the people I
Yeah.
know of.
It's so normal for us though, and I feel like the biggest difference is the fact that we don't name drop, and we come from a different like cultural background.
Because
Where
we
no,
so
we don't.
We don't
so close
disrespect the
together.
dead that often.
Exactly.
Yeah,
here.
we too,
That's why.
Cause that'll get you hit so fast.
my
that,
goodness.
This is
and we know
every,
better.
Like you ain't too far from nobody.
Yeah. It's too small to be playing them drill games. It's too small in this
Yeah.
city
Way
to play the
too
drill games.
small.
You're gonna die fast as hell. I mean, it's the same
for
shit was
real.
happening in all other cities we was talking about. Them niggas was dying fast as hell after dropping them songs. I don't think Baltimore need that fool to the fire. We already hard as hell. It's a tough city.
Yeah.
It's a tough city, but so just bro, Jalil coming up, Columbia, Chicago, one of the biggest art schools in the world. What's some of the biggest challenges you faced in trying to fit in at an art school, even though you already knew how to make beats? Was it easy? Was it hard fitting in? Because you already knew how to make beats, and what did you learn from the school that you didn't already know?
Did anything help your production that you learned since you've been in school?
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I don't try to fit in. Like, I don't like with the PWI. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me nervous. That doesn't make me like go into a show. I just hang out with the people that I think cool, and that's cool with me. What I learned from Columbia was I go there for audio engineering, so it's like more on the mixing side. So like setting up mics, working with a live mixer, things like that. So like
Doing the stuff Lee do right now.
yeah, basically like setting up mics and things like that. So.
Okay.
But my concentration is music recording. I dive into those classes like this year. So this year I'll dive more into that. But up until this point, I've really just been trying to carve opportunities for myself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So tap in with artists that go to the school, you know what I mean? Well, some of the artists that go to the school.
That's some of the guys you made beats for that you let us say it last time, right?
Yeah, so Yeah, all of them went to Columbia for sure. But yeah, I just been mainly just trying to talk to the people that I want to work with. Like it's all about music for me when I'm out there.
Oh yeah.
So like I don't like school. School is school. But it's very important to me to like do stuff outside of school too.
Basically, just network within the city.
Yeah,
For
because you can't get stuck in like school is the
Nah.
end all be all either. Like
Mm-mm.
because they'll tell you that too. That's why they got those internships so you can get off campus, off school experience.
Yeah.
So instead of you can create those opportunities for yourself. You know
Oh,
what
yeah.
I mean? So I'll be more focused on doing that, and I do everything myself. I be DJing, engineering, and producing. So
For sure.
not I don't have to talk to too many people I don't need or want to talk to.
Exactly. I definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You can't forget that. The best food in the world. Can you want to get an alley hoop?
I got it, cause this one of my favorite spots to eat for real. I go there all the time. They see me all the time. They about to cater my son's birthday party.
Mm.
This is where I eat at. Kayla's jumping out the pot. It's on Rogers Avenue. Roll it, Lee.
Listen, if you're looking for that pot work and you're looking for the best food in West Baltimore, come 3605 West Roger Avenue. Tequila's jumping out the pot. It's that pot work.
Man, look, they got these crab cake egg rolls. When I say shorty, they that. Just gotta get up there, y'all. If you ain't
Okay.
been there, you bluffing. Cause we've been running it every week. Twice a week.
Twice a week.
Say, just go up there, tell them RawDope Podcast sent you. You get a free triple mix on us. And that's the word.
Oh yeah.
I gotta go up there.
Kayla's jumping on the
Yeah.
plot. Yeah, that's an amazing spot.
They got anything other than shellfish?
They got a little bit of everything.
Oh, I gotta
Yes.
tap in because I'm
Soul.
allergic. I'm
They got
allergic to
soul.
shellfish. I'm
Mm.
allergic to shellfish.
That's
bro.
horrible for you.
Man.
I know, right? And I'm from Baltimore too. Like,
Bro, you supposed
I
to
be
grow
telling-
out of that.
Chill.
For real, bro. You never knew that.
No, bro. You know
You
not
can
supposed to
grow
grow out
out
of
of
that. I
it
grew
or
out of-
into it.
Okay.
Say some people
okay.
get it
No,
later in
bruh,
life. So.
no.
I grew out of mine. I used to be allergic to shellfish as well.
Yeah, I ain't grow out of that. Nah.
Bro, I'm gonna teach you. You can still do it. It's never too late.
my EpiPen never too far. You hit.
Oh, bro. Speaking of EpiPen,
Stop.
EpiPen had a big lawsuit against them. I actually won some money.
What?
You know, if you was ever using an EpiPen, you can go and file a lawsuit. I don't know what's wrong with it, and they will pay you, bro. They paid
Bro,
me
stop
money.
playing, bro.
Real shit. They paid me money.
No,
They
it's
said
a
EpiPen-
class action lawsuit. I
Uh-huh.
did see that.
All right.
I got paid already for mine. You
But
better tap in.
All right, let me tap.
You better tap in for that.
Let me tap in, bro.
Man, HBCU history. Tuskegee. How y'all feel about that illustrious university, man?
I guess technically, when I think of Tuskegee, I think of the airmen for real.
Okay.
So the school in itself, I don't know much.
Yeah.
I can't say I know too much about it.
Right.
But the name in itself is classic because of the airmen.
Oh, yeah.
In my opinion.
I mean, they have I think they're the leader in Euro space. A lot of, admin basically come out of that.
The aviation
That's
field
big.
serious.
Exactly. The aviation field is super serious, but what's also serious is where I think they got that initial rise to fame, this Tuskegee syphilis study,
Right.
where the government basically introduced syphilis to the world and put it upon the black people. It say the Tuskegee
They
study.
ran a whole experiment
whole
to
thing.
see how it would affect the black community,
Syphilis,
how
STD.
long it would take to break people down, all types of
Oh,
bullshit.
and it broke people down. It broke a lot of people down. I mean, because it's 2023, we're familiar with syphilis and how disgusting that STD is, and the fact that they put that on our people on purpose, it shows you that they didn't give a fuck because they didn't put it on just people. They put it on our people.
Just made them
animals.
human guinea pigs. Say you can't do people experimentation.
Yeah.
That's against the law.
Yeah,
But they did it,
yeah.
and whoever really went down for it.
Nobody.
So it's just like
Nobody. It's supposed to be reparations.
if you're going to experiment on a people, it's always been black people for the most part,
always.
and we sick of it.
Yeah, we sick of
They
this.
don't go for it no more.
Disgusting.
You'll see the Montgomery, Alabama type of issues. We just not going for all the bullshit no more, even though we still go through it.
Yeah. Enough is enough. I mean, that's why HBCUs was created in the first place, to get that protection. You feel me? To get that protection to black people. That like this is where you come and you can study.
Just all right. This is a question. Going to HBCUs, I know it's not all black people, but
Yeah.
mainly black people.
Yeah, 99%.
Do you feel like that could take away like the diversity
I'm
that
glad you
comes
said
with
that.
going to college?
I'm glad you said that, because that's what a lot of people who attend PWIs, that's that biggest argument against HBCUs, is that I'm going to a PWI to be more diverse, because that's what the real world is. You feel me? But I heard a big counter argument to that, and it's that being a black person living in the world, you always going to be the minority. Why not take 4 years of your life, go to a HBCU, and become the opposite of a minority, become the majority? You're never going to get that experience in the world of being a majority, unless you're just saying living in the hood. But other than that, you're never going to have an honorable experience being a majority in the world, unless you move to Africa, or unless you have to move.
I get what you're saying.
You're never going to have that experience of being a majority unless you go to a HBCU. So I feel like that don't hinder that, because I feel like it prepares us even more, because we building amongst our own people. We just know how to move. I feel like so that's a good question, because I used to feel that way. I used to question myself too, like, is it going to hinder my ability to interact with other races and stuff like that? But no, it really strengthens it, because the thing about black people, when we unite, we're not looking and pointing fingers at all the other races. So we not looking and I feel like for white people, if it was all white universities, they would make it something that it is not. They would make it hard for them to graduate and go live amongst us people. But I feel like already being minorities, we're just hungry to get in the field. You feel me? And the only thing HBCUs are doing is helping us, because once all alumni graduated and once we graduated, they're looking for us. They coming back to the schools and looking for us, specifically black people. Dapper Dan, we met Dapper Dan because I'm a fashion minor. I used to be a fashion major. I'm a fashion minor, mass media arts major. Dapper Dan, legendary. He's basically the father of streetwear. He's a legend in New York. He's a legend all across the world. He came to speak to us, basically. He told me something interesting. He told me he'd been to all the biggest fashion schools in the world. FIT, Fashion Institute in New York, Fashion Institute in LA, all the biggest fashion schools in the world. And he every time he go, he asks them, can he see that textbook? He want to see that textbook, what they're learning. He said in every school, they're learning methods from black designers, from black people. Down to the all-white schools, the PWIs, that all learning black art. That just shows you that we running the world. We don't need the...
Most art always derived from black culture anyway. That's just
real.
The truth.
That's
Everybody done stole our art, workout, music,
jazz,
danced, everything.
Yeah.
We pretty much the fathers of art.
We definitely, we gotta be. What you think?
Yeah, I think everybody take from everybody, bro. Like,
Pretty much.
That's what art. That's what art is in itself. So
Oh yeah.
It's dumb when people try to make it a competition, because it shouldn't be one anyway.
I feel like.
But if we being honest, like now, today, at least American pop culture, all stolen from black
people.
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Sure.
That's definitely what's going on right now.
It's definitely a thin line between
before now though, because you got to think about rock and roll. You had Elvis Presley. He took his whole identity from black people. Everything he did came from black people.
That's big.
So we've always had that influence over other cultures.
Okay. I mean, that's big.
True.
I mean, it's a thin line between art, which is why I want to ask you this question, Jaleel. Being, beat making into the music process, I'm into film, media, television. What do you think are some of the similarities between the two? Because this is really a thin line between them, honestly. Audio and visual is really a thin line.
You gotta pay the same amount of detail between both, for sure.
For sure.
With the similarities, it's hard for me to find a lot of similarities, but I know the time it takes to make something great
Yeah,
is usually
pretty
about
similar.
the same amount.
Yeah,
Um, it's the same thing because
Yeah.
even people attach like I got homies that like they'll do a song and they already know what they want for the video. They
Right.
already got the idea.
yeah.
Like
You
this
can
song,
see it.
like
Yeah.
these
Some
these
videos give you the graphic image
Yeah.
of
you
what
know
the
what I
video's
mean?
supposed to look
And
like.
you ever listen to that song and you just close your eyes?
You paint a whole video in your head.
Exactly. That's the similarity I draw between it. That's how they are connected to me. Like the music videos are the perfect blend between those two.
I believe they
yeah.
all go together because
Pretty
you've
much.
never watched a movie that
With
didn't
no
have a
sound, too.
soundtrack.
True.
Exactly.
True.
You've never seen a movie that didn't have music all throughout the movie.
Yeah,
You're gonna have beats. You're gonna have all types of music within anything you watch. Period.
Sound in general.
The sound in general, right? So it just go hand in hand to me.
for sure. And I'm somebody who, I did music my whole life and been around music my whole life, but I mix and master a little bit. I'm trying to take it more serious, but I know the ins and outs of it, and I've been video editing for the past 6 years. So it's big similarities even down to the technical approach to it. So when you sitting down editing the video and sitting down mixing and mastering the song, the way that you chop up that audio is the same way you would chop up that video, and you put it in with transitions, all the shit, the same shit. So it's really, I feel like it's really similar. Even sitting down looking at like a Pro Tools and sitting down looking at an Adobe Premiere, you like, yo, you feel me? I could do this because it's like it looked like so similar. But I also in the differences, I say I think audio is a little bit more advanced because visual. I feel like a lot of people. I feel like more people are probably visual learners than audio learners. The audio learners.
That's true.
Because it's so much can happen in the visual, so much colors and shit. But that's why people like visual podcasts more than they like audio podcasts. But at the same time, audio podcasts are more accessible. But at the same time, you got to do more to get people attention. You feel me? But so that's why I think that's the only biggest difference is you got to sit really down and sit and mix and master and go crazy. Really put little different sounds. You got to be more. It's harder to be more transcending all the mixing and mastering and beat making than it is video editing. I feel like just because you got to do more to grab, the audience attention with which it is.
Yeah.
I feel like, but it's a thin line. I feel like they both great, but I gotta ask y'all. This is a good question I found. How many HBCUs you think are total right now?
I say a little north of 100.
Okay.
I'm gonna go maybe. I'm gonna just throw a number out there because I don't have it clear. I'm gonna go by about 80, 85.
About 107 of them. What you think?
Man.
Like 110. I think 110. That's my
See, he talked too much. Jaleel was hot.
Yeah.
Kenny was a little far off, but man, you almost hit it right on the money. It's 106.
Yeah, but
You said 107.
Yeah,
It's
Lord
106.
north of 100.
School teach you that.
106.
I used to think it was 100. No, because something got shut down.
A few of them got shut down.
One of them got shut down. Google.
Let me see how many HBCUs got shut down.
Take a guess.
It's definitely 106, but how many got shut down?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was like 107, 110. They should teach you that in the 12th grade year.
Okay.
I think it's like
say-
106. I think it's like 117 between 10. My guess is 17 to 112. But back in school, you know what I mean? They used to say it was like 100. That's how I remember that number.
That's
In
crazy.
high school, like 11 and 12th grade. In my school, because niggas say they schools never taught it. But my school, Emerson, in 11th grade, they prepped you for the SAT in college.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
man.
the type of
Everybody
shit
should
they
do
did.
that, right? The
Yeah.
SAT is a big thing. They say 18 HBCUs that didn't make the cut.
Dang.
So add that to 106. That's crazy. I mean, what's some of the reasons y'all think that they probably didn't make it?
Got shut down or just lost credibility or whatever. Who knows?
Yeah.
Probably because they was ran wrong.
For
I'm
sure.
going to blame it on the people who
Credibility
was
before.
running the schools because they usually be the ones who will mess it up.
Ask that again.
Didn't Clark lose credibility before Morehouse or one of them?
Not at all.
Oh,
not Clark,
I doubt
not
it.
Morehouse, not
I
Spelman,
doubt
Morris
it.
Brown.
Morris Brown.
Oh, yeah, that's next to
Purple
them, right?
University.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm
That's
talking
connected. That's our brother sister university. I can't let that down. They did lose that credibility. I want to pull up the exact story.
But I
for
think
y'all.
90% of them HBCUs is located in the South, right?
Oh, I think that's big.
Yeah, that's the one thing. I think HBCUs was created in the South. They taught us
Nope,
back in high
they was
school.
created in PA. We just
PA.
found that out earlier in
Your
the
favorite
show.
state. Yeah, they was created in PA actually.
That's the Midwest, ain't it?
I don't think so. He would say that. I don't think it's.
I don't say PA the Midwest.
I don't-
You say
parts of
Pittsburgh.
PA linked to the Midwest.
Okay, it's parts of PA.
Like Pittsburgh consider themselves the Midwest. Ohio consider themselves the Midwest.
Drop it in the comments, man. What do y'all consider Pittsburgh? The Midwest, the East, the South, if you might think that. Just name what you think.
So ask Google.
No, we Googled it, and we did Google it, and he was actually right. They say that Pennsylvania is considered in the Midwest.
Yeah, so they say, man.
That's what they say, but it doesn't feel
Right,
It doesn't fit. It's right.
I don't sit right, bruh.
It is huge, though. It's not just not Maryland.
Mountains facing West Virginia and Cleveland. And Ohio. Only reason I know that because I caught the Greyhound from Baltimore to Denver before. So everything you hit and they tell you the regions when you look at the shit on your phone. You know what I mean? Compass. You know, I use everything on my phone.
If you didn't know, Han 5000 is a legendary mind. You know, he knows about the regions. He knows a lot of math. He's like Albert Einstein, man. He's the Albert Einstein. Let him tell it. He's the Albert Einstein, man. And I have to be honest, man. He has a few points, man. He has a few points, but I wouldn't call him Albert Einstein. But he's Albert Einstein.
Yeah, let him tell it.
You can't knock him, bro. You can't knock him.
Fat Einstein. Fat Einstein.
Oh, dude, that's a nice one. We got
No, but the key to
That
it
sound
just
like a
in
rap
life, though,
name.
nigga, you read a lot, you listen a lot, you take stuff in. And then I traveled a lot to be my age, so I've been almost in every state in the United States, except for like South Dakota, Alaska. But I used to catch the Greyhound to weird places with plane money, catch the plane back. But I'm like, I just want to see this and get it in my life. So that's when I know leaving Baltimore, going to Colorado, and once you get over, and once you get out the mountains, you're nothing on flat land. Missouri, Iowa, all that shit flat land out in the Midwest.
Yeah, that's perfect. Jaleel, explain the Midwest, the difference between, the Midwest and the East. I mean, Han 5000 to call Maryland the South. I don't think it's culturally. It's definitely not nothing like the South. I don't think
The
so.
first Google it.
We know what
Culturally-
Google say. We don't always
culturally-
care what Google say.
Culturally, we're super up north. Look at Philly,
You
Baltimore,
don't know where
New
you
York.
live at,
Like
bro.
you say,
Up
cul-
north starts with the
we
Dixie.
not
Dixie.
culturally.
Gettysburg,
we
bro.
not saying
Culturally,
we not
not
saying
geography.
you wrong.
Culturally,
Yeah.
Besides, geography is a fact.
bro. I'm saying based off the way we act more up.
Maryland,
uptight,
listen, yo,
up
listen to
north.
this. I'm gonna tell you how you know this because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Mathematics is always facts.
Numbers be lying.
VA,
like a motherfucker.
VA is a Commonwealth state, and PA is a Commonwealth state. Maryland is not a Commonwealth state. Why you think is that?
Because
We not
we're
argue-
free
we
from-
not
we're
argue-
free
we
from
not
the
argue-
Confederacy and we join the Union.
Go ahead, yeah, tell them. We not.
It's simple
Yeah,
reason.
Yeah, we not arguing. We just saying like there's more people that act like they from New York than down from Atlanta and Baltimore. That's what we
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, exactly.
Like you ain't got nobody acting like we ain't wearing nobody. If anything, we wearing something somebody in Philly or New York or DC wearing. Like we ain't saying like
Now Eastern Shore might be
But
a
yo,
little
you gotta
country.
really understand though. 90%
we don't have no
90%
Southern
of Maryland
twang.
population come from the South. You know what I mean?
But we don't
I'm not
act
saying
like
I'm,
them.
I'm not
That's
saying
all.
I'm not saying my great grandfather.
But Baltimore, listen to me though. Let me hear me out.
When
Baltimore,
Baltimore
Yeah.
people go
Baltimore is
down
the
south, we say
city
they
that
country.
lean more to the north,
Yeah,
like Pittsburgh
like,
lean to the
it's a
joint.
couple countries. I think
Baltimore just a city inside of Maryland, so it could never be the north.
Baltimore is different in itself,
It's super different.
like from Maryland. Like,
Yeah, we don't even got
Yeah,
nothing to
like-
do with Maryland,
yeah,
realistically.
Baltimore's not even comparable to the rest of Maryland.
We don't
No.
act nothing like the rest of
And
Maryland.
people not from Baltimore tell you that. That's
don't
why they don't
dress
come here.
the same.
Exactly.
Like been to Denver is a city in Colorado.
We know where we at,
Like,
Ham.
Yeah, we just
That's
saying.
why you
like,
make a nigga mad.
Like,
Baltimore, Maryland. How you ain't gonna be Maryland? When you
Nigga, no, we don't even say Baltimore, Maryland no more. We just Baltimore. We don't care about the rest of Maryland.
yeah.
We ain't got nothing to do with that.
When you file taxes and say you paying to the state of Maryland,
but
not
we
fucking Baltimore.
we not filing
Say,
taxes.
go ahead with all this goddamn politically correct shit.
not
We talking
filing
about the
taxes.
regular what Baltimore
Yeah.
people
If you
think.
go outside and be like, if you go outside and ask somebody like, they'll be like, if they hear somebody from Texas talk, they'll be like, that's
Drop it in
country.
Them
as
niggas
hell.
country.
Drop
Nigga,
it in
you
the
country. Where y'all niggas been at in
You
the
consider
States?
Baltimore
In
the South?
Baltimore,
Or the
we'll
East?
go anywhere down south and
Northeast.
call
I
them
agree.
niggas country
You consider
niggas.
Baltimore. Drop it in the comments.
Chicago,
I agree with that.
Chicago
Even
country,
sound more country. Chicago
country.
Chicago country than Baltimore.
Yeah.
Yes, they are.
Like we just saying like we saying regionally. Like we
Regionally.
not debating
Right.
like the boundary lines. Like we not doing that.
St. Louis, they're not down south, but they
I'm
sound
imagine.
Right, exactly.
You feel me?
There. Exactly, they
but
not
the St.
down-
Louis culture.
No,
Culturally,
no,
they sound
no.
like-
The-
Sexy
no.
Red sound country as hell.
They culture,
Exactly.
when you hear that
Exactly.
them Missouri.
Sexy Red, sexy.
Randy Orton is from St. Louis. He's country as fuck with the cowboy hat and all that.
Exactly,
Come
like
on.
yeah, like
St. Louis is country.
like people from there will tell you
Like
they're
you said,
country.
Dad, you said it already.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, if you go to Darius, go to a job called in Atlanta, most is Florida niggas. You gonna think he country because he's 12 hours.
But Georgia down south, so it's country. That's a bad. That you can't use that argument.
Yeah.
But like,
Baltimore is what I'm saying. I ain't gonna be country.
but we grittier. But we grittier than
90% of these niggas in Baltimore dress country. I ain't gonna be considered country.
That's. But I agree with Ham on this though. Like we gritty though. Like we gritty like we from down south. Like it's some country boys out here, country people out here. Yeah, definitely.
It's definitely some country.
I'm not saying that. Yeah, like up north swag for sure.
We more city slickers
like
than
upper East Coast. Like we a part of
Country
like the
niggas.
culturally
We
upper
got
East
up
Coast.
north laws. We got up north laws. Everything is up north about us. Cause New York, look at the up north states. New York is strict on gun laws. Atlanta is not. We strict on gun laws. We don't even have a self defense law. Like we can't be down south without one of them. That's what all of down south. You can tote your gun. You can even go after people after they run and finish them off.
most of the South is Republican.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's the main difference.
This a big fun fact that this man tried to argue with me so much. See that he says that he's a Republican because he said because that's the original. But listen, the Republicans and
original
Democrats
black
switch
people.
beliefs. They switch beliefs though.
They had it was a
I'm
switch.
independent,
It's a
bro.
switch.
I'm
Me too.
independent.
I don't care about niggas.
Yeah. Both of them got they dirt. You know what I mean?
It ain't no political party you can get affiliated with that ain't got some bullshit.
Man, vote for
Vote for who you think.
vote for you and your people's best interests.
Exactly.
Fuck the party.
Joe Biden wasn't. What you think?
That's
about
it.
Joe Biden?
Perfect.
Oh no, we
Fuck the
shouldn't
party.
touch about that on YouTube. Joe Biden might cancel us. But just generally discussing Joe Biden. How do you feel about him? We young, so how do you feel about Joe Biden? You voted for Joe Biden, right?
Yeah, I
I didn't
voted.
vote for him. I didn't vote at all. I won't vote till it's a black man in the top two. For real, man. Or it's at least a white man that looks like he's for the people.
Oh, I don't
Joe?
guess you wasn't old enough to vote when Obama went in.
Nah.
I wasn't.
Nowhere near.
Was I old enough to?
Hell no, you weren't.
I wasn't.
Obama won in what year did he first win?
2020.
2016, right?
Yeah.
Oh no,
was.
you weren't nowhere
I
near.
wasn't.
That was the second time.
I don't think.
Oh, that was the second time. In
I
2016
wasn't.
was the second time.
I wasn't old enough to vote for Joe.
Oh, all right, okay. I probably was.
Oh.
I was a year off. I was
okay.
17.
I wouldn't have voted for him. I mean, that was a hard choice, him or Trump, because
Yeah, that's why I said it. Like
Trump gave us a lot of money.
They
but
say
that's
it was the lesser of two evils. That's how people was trying to look at it.
Yeah.
But to me, shit is shit.
Hillary would have did better, I think. What you think, Kenny? Hillary?
No, fuck no. You don't know her history.
Her husband was
Which y'all-
already-
You
Which
don't know her.
which y'all-
Her husband didn't do a good job.
Oh, okay.
Black people just liked him because they seen him get some head and smoke some weed.
Yeah, yo,
That- he did not do a good job.
Bro
He's a
played,
legend.
bro played the saxophone and all that.
Yeah,
Oh,
they
he's a
just-
legend.
Shit.
He's a
That-
bona fide legend.
That's why he got credibility with black people. It had nothing to do with his policies. His policies actually went against us.
Okay.
Yeah, and Biden voted on that policy too.
Yeah, and he basically the same policy.
So you voting for Snoop Dogg or Kanye West if they run?
No.
I would.
You don't vote for Ye West? That's your man.
I would.
bro. Like, come on.
I would too. What the hell?
Say, cause this is what I
Donald
realized.
Trump won.
Why not?
If y'all
And that's
didn't
a
realize,
problem. That's an
Wow.
issue.
no,
that's an issue.
This
You
is the
don't-
thing. The government is supposed to be for the people.
Right.
So a regular person, for the most part, need to be in there because they can relate to the people.
So you saying Kanye a regular person?
He was. He a billionaire now. There ain't nothing regular about him.
His mind is
But he
crazy.
comes from regular
Man,
people.
man,
I feel like
forget all
I feel
that
like you can say
money,
that.
man.
I feel like you can say he a bona fide regular person
want-
because he's living that. He's different. I feel like a regular person is just saying that people is people. So
He
Kanye
not.
West is different. He's dealing with mental issues, stuff that people don't get touched on about. I feel like he could be the right person that
No,
shed
he
light on
can
certain
he
shit.
can give insight, but I don't want
Super
that.
insight.
I don't. He can give insight.
I
You
mean, I
probably-
don't want to miss.
but-
He too emotionally-
But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He's an
Distraught to
emotionally
be-
unstable person to be
I-
leading
I-
our army.
now,
and
I
taking us
agree
to
with
war.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that
He
part.
could be in office. That's sure.
But
Nah, yeah, he can't leave.
Yeah, like
Can't
you
press
gotta
the
have
button.
have
Can't press the
somebody
button.
Somebody
stable in
stable.
office.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
can't
who's
press
to
the
say
button.
that he looking out for us and not looking for his own benefit? Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
is a billionaire. If anything, why wouldn't he do
Yeah.
anything?
I believe that
Because how you stay
anybody-
rich is you keep the poor poor.
once you become rich, you do what's in the best interest of your money.
I
That's what
agree.
I believe. I
I
don't
agree.
believe there's no rich person that's not worrying about what's going on with their
I
money.
personally agree, but not as my president though.
Nah, I agree. Say, even though I do believe
Because that's
that
the
Trump
whole model.
showed us
Oh, go ahead.
the only thing we rarely learned from Trump being president, in my opinion, is you don't have to be a politician to be the president. Because I think a regular person with regular opinions, without that political background, gonna make more fundamentally sound decisions for the people. I just believe that because you're not thinking political.
Right.
When you don't have a political agenda, then you can just go off of what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. That's yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
don't-
that's what's. I think the president who going to actually be the best president we ever had. We ain't seen him yet, but I think he's going to come from a non-political background.
Okay.
Yeah.
I agree.
I agree,
That
bro.
makes sense.
Yeah, because the whole two-party thing is dumb in itself to me.
Yeah.
I think,
You gotta have.
Okay.
It's a balance thing.
yeah, that's
See,
why
it's like
I think it should be
The
more.
yin and the yang.
Yeah.
You gotta have more than one party because
that's-
everybody's not going to never conceive to the same notions.
Yeah.
Not a party, but like it should be representative of like people, because it's Republicans who don't agree with Republicans. Like
Yeah.
it get weird like that. It's too much room for like
It's regular. It's like any group of people. If you got a gang, you gonna have beef amongst the gang. You got politicians in a certain group,
Well-
they gonna beef amongst each. You're gonna always have people who don't agree with.
I
each
guess
other.
what I'm saying is it shouldn't be a party. It should, I guess, like
to
a
be
ola-
like-minded
like,
opinions.
like an oligarchy. I'm saying instead of it just being like checks and balances, and we have the state and the Senate. I think it should just be like
But you know the reason why they won't do
like
that.
like a representative of this community, a representative of poor people, a representative of
They
black
got them. They call them councilmen.
They don't got enough power. That's the problem.
Exactly. We couldn't even name all of the council.
I can't
I can't name none of them.
Exactly. We can't
name a
even do
mayor.
that.
I can't name a governor.
You can't name the mayor. Stop
I
it.
can't name the vice president right now.
Stop
bro.
it.
I can name the man. He's Brandon Scott. He's all
Right. I mean,
He's
stop
around.
it.
He burrow
We
around.
hear him.
everywhere.
Yeah.
We know about him
Yeah,
in this
see
state.
him.
We
Everybody
see
in
him.
Baltimore
We-
know who they mayor
see-
is for the most part.
Yeah, we see him
He's
every.
Even if you don't like him, you
Yeah.
know him
We-
because you don't
You
like him.
gotta respect him. Man, this is a big episode today, man. I feel like it was a huge episode. RawDope Podcast. You know,
The episode with hand voice coming from the background, y'all.
you can't see him today. I think one of the reasons he's too light skinned. He fades through the green screen. You know, but this is a big episode. You know, supporting colleges, art schools, PWIs, HBCUs. To wrap it up, actually, all three of us that's on camera, we went to college, including the guy that's running the show on the back screen.
Yes,
Leader
sir.
James. We all went to college, so I want to ask all four of you guys, what's just two things biggest things that y'all learned in college? Starting with Kenny.
Say one, the first thing, I'm going to tell you what I guess the main thing that I got from out of college, realistically, was my son.
Okay.
I met my son mother in college.
Crazy.
I was going to school the first couple years of his life. I was still trying to go to school and raise my son.
Right.
It got too hard. That's what made me really stop going to school. But it's the people I met. I met so many people that ain't had nothing to do with my world.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing with a college to me. It was just meeting people who had nothing to do with none of my interests and getting along with them, because I thought I was going to think everybody was there was squares.
Right.
That's what I was thinking in my head. Like, man, I'm going to be out here with a bunch of fucking clowns.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And I realized everybody ain't clowns, even though most of them was.
Yeah.
But
a lot.
I can get along with any people. The clowns, the thugs, the killers. It don't matter who you is as long as you're a good person.
Facts. I believe that.
So college just was a people experience for me.
Facts.
Getting to deal with people I would never genuinely deal with, for real.
For sure. What you think, Jaleel?
I would say the importance of preparation. Like with college, even being prepared for opportunities when they present themselves.
Niggas
like,
never planned to fail, they just failed to plan.
Yeah, exactly. So being prepared, like working on your craft, like, and collaboration, like exactly on just piggybacking off of that, like just meeting new people who can help you towards your goal, and you simultaneously help them with theirs, and then y'all become friends for life. Or that's how you meet your longtime friend like that, because it's like most people go to college for a reason. Like there's not a lot of people that's just there. Like like people make it seem to be sometimes.
Some people it is because
the business
their
makers.
peoples might have just sent them. Like, you going to college. I know some
Yeah.
people who didn't have a choice.
Most
They
of them
parents
business
like, you going to college, and
I-
made them go.
Yeah.
So they end up there.
Yeah.
True.
So there's a lot of kids who get
it's a lot.
forced into it for
Like
real.
you going like
You gotta
Kenny.
find your purpose, like Jaleel was saying.
Yeah, like Kenny said, you gonna find the baddest girl you ever seen. You gonna find the coolest guy, one of the coolest niggas you ever run into. You gonna find one of the meanest people you ran into. Like you gonna see everything when you out there. So just be prepared for that.
Yeah. Well, for me, I say the biggest thing I learned is strap up, condoms. It's like, no, the biggest thing I learned, man, is just like you said, you gotta take everything serious. The connections, like Kenny said, and just stepping out of your comfort zone. That's the biggest thing, cause it's taking that risk. You will prosper. Lee, you got something big you learned from college.
Main thing I say is don't just go to school for passing classes. Make sure you actually get the skill set.
Mm-hmm. That's big.
Bar.
Hold up, I got my college experience. You know what I'm saying? My college experience, I seen a lot of dudes not graduate. I seen a lot of women graduate. I seen a lot of parties. Seen a lot of buttholes get split. Seen a lot of coochies get bust open. I seen a lot of dudes drop out. But I seen a lot of dudes finish and be successful. And all I do is pray for your daughter and your son, because college is a fucking party.
And on that note, party over. We out of here.
Yes, let's
Party over.
Let's get it.
No fuck shit, no fake shit, no foolishness. Anything you say can and will be used against you on the internet. RawDope Podcast.
No kizzy.